Mirage can now go invisible while healing. Loba is going to be one of the best legends in the game, a weapon that shoots out an EMP, and so much more is coming to Apex Legends. On January 7th, the Astral Anomaly Event is releasing, and alongside it are some of the craziest changes we have seen in a long time. But is it enough to bring players back and save the game? Let's dive right into everything you need to know about this patch, and consider subscribing if you want to stay up to date on all things Apex Legends. So starting off, the Astral Anomaly Event trailer did just release, but it is only about 30 seconds long, which is kind of surprising in my opinion. However, the patch notes that we are getting in this update are absolutely insane. For starters, the launch Royale LTM is making a return, and this time it will be available on basically every map. So it should still be the original version of Kings Canyon, but then it will be the most updated versions of World's Edge, Olympus, Stormpoint, Broken Moon, and E District are all going to be available. You'll be able to play this from January 7th to January 20th. Also in the event, of course, are new skins and new cosmetics that you can unlock. So this time around, it is 15 limited time skins rather than the 24 or 36, but it is still a milestone event, with the milestone reward this time being 10 Exotic Shards. There are going to be skins for Alter, Horizon, Octane, Crypto, Seer, the Wingman, and the Alternator. And the main selling point about this milestone event is that Alters and Horizon skins will have special select screen animations. This is what Alters looks like, and this is what Horizons looks like. Now, a few of these skins, including Mad Maggies, Cryptos, Seers, and Octanes, will be available for purchase directly if you don't want to get the event packs in the milestone event. But now let's get into the patch notes, as these are some of the craziest changes we have seen in a long time. For starters, let's go over the balance updates. With the care packages, when you now open a care package, it will grant Evo to the entire team instead of just the person who opened it, which is honestly a great change. The gold weapons this split will be the Charge Rifle, the Prowler, the Nemesis, the G7, and the Car. And all these weapons got crazy changes, which we'll go over very soon. A brand new hop-up is coming to the game known as the Accelerator, and this is going to be permanent on the Nemesis, the G7, and the Car. So what this hop-up does is that it increases Evo gained from damage, and it increases the ultimate charge done from damage as well. Nox will grant 30% ult charge as long as an Accelerator weapon is equipped. So the devs mentioned that they're trying out something fresh with this new hop-up, and adding it to the base of these weapons by default is going to change things around. So an ability like increased Evo and ult charge gains makes the biggest impact when acquired early in a match, so we wanted to try and provide that exciting gameplay without the need to hunt for a rare item. Additionally, players will now be notified with a stuck message when they've been stuck with an arc star. The Select Fire hop-up is coming back, and it will be equipable on the Prowler and the Charge Rifle, but the Charge Rifle is getting some changes. So the Charge Rifle will have increased ammo capacity, it will have increased projectile size at closer ranges, increased projectile speed, improved recoil. The maximum damage for range scaling now achieved is at 200 meters instead of 300 meters, and there will be reduced projectile gravity. And with the Select Fire hop-up, you will have an automatic firing mode. The damage will be reduced by 25%. There will be an increased fire rate and recoil improvements when in the auto mode. The Mastiff is going to be getting nerfed. The aim down sight's blast pattern tightening has been reduced. The blast pattern size has increased. They've increased the time before the Mastiff is ready to fire when raising, and raise and lower times slightly have increased. The Peacekeeper is slightly getting buffed, where the choke speed has significantly increased, and also the projectile speed has increased. And the RE45 damage has increased from 12 to 13. Now let's talk about some of the craziest legend changes that we've had in a while. For Alter, her Void Nexus is getting a massive buff. The cooldown has reduced to 120 seconds, it will no longer time out by default, and the range has increased to 300 meters. And with one of her new perks, Multidimensional, you can get a second Void Nexus, and both can exist at the exact same time. Horizon's gravity lift has been slightly changed. They've adjusted visual effects of the lift to reduce visual load on the battlefield, and adjusted audio of players in the lift to be more noticeable. Loba is getting a massive rework, and you need to listen closely to everything that is changing. With her Black Market ultimate, it will now start at 99% charge. They've added griefing protection. It can now be remotely picked up. You can now grab banners from it, and it does not consume a Black Market usage. You can now open vaults without a key, but no Evo will be awarded. You can once again take loot from explosive holds. They've removed the delay after placing Black Market before it becomes usable. Small meds, including shield cells and syringes, are no longer consumed as a Black Market usage. And Trials, Big Moud, and Caustic Labs loot no longer will appear on the Black Market though. With Loba's Tactical, she now has 2 charges automatically. Also, they've reduced the tac toss time slightly and recovery time significantly. They've also reduced sound effects and visual effects on the Throne Bracelet. Loba's Wolf's Claws perk will allow her to gain speed boost and faster weapon draw after teleport. Her brand new Bag perk allows squads to gain gold backpacks, and her Escape Artist perk will allow her after teleporting to regen 50 shields. This is absolutely one of the biggest changes to Loba we've seen in a long time, and honestly it feels like a whole rework. Let me know what you think about this, but I seriously think that Loba is going to be S tier. Going to Mirage, you can now cloak while using a healable item. So the cloak would be removed if you're damaged, if you're using an ability, or you drop the healing action. And the cloak does have a 5-second cooldown after exiting the cloaked state. Additionally, the cloak time now only takes 1 second where it was previously 1.5 seconds. And also after a revive, Mirage now has increased speed while cloaked. He has 2 new perks, Boozle Eye, which allows his bamboozles to scan enemies, and Renaissance Man, where he can gain access to all class consoles, bins, beacons, and package scans. However, Mirage and his team will only gain Evo for these interactions if the squad also has a member of that class. Now, Pathfinder unfortunately is getting nerfed in this patch. His grappling hook cooldown has increased to 30 seconds, and his insider knowledge is changing. They've reduced the max cooldown earned from scanning care packages and reduced the zipline change gained by scanning care packages as well. His zipline Zen upgrade damage has reduced from 50% down to 25%. And with Vantage's Sniper's Mark, reloading while using an ultimate accelerant uses new animations and keeps the weapon active, which is kind of cool. So those are the changes to the base weapons and legends in this patch, but now let's talk about the Rift relics and how absolutely insane this last split will be in Season 23. There are going to be 4 brand new boost kits that will be added. Upgraded is the first one, which unlocks and activates all legend upgrades while equipped, which is pretty cool. There's going to be Emergency Smoke, which releases a vision obscuring smoke cloud at your location when you receive damage. There will be Map Hack, which occasionally pings enemies within range on your mini-map for you and your allies. And lastly, there will be Phase Rewind. Activating this will send you back to a previous location, which seems to be similar to Fade's ability from Apex Mobile. Now, there are going to be a bunch of new relic weapons added as well. The first one is the Relic Pulse Blade, which is an enhanced version of the throwing knife that incorporates a small scan at the impact location and increased damage. There will be the Relic Charge Sentinel, so you won't need to use your shield cells as the Sentinel will always be charged. There will also be the Relic Charge Rampage. Similar to the Sentinel, you will not need to use thermite grenades as the Rampage will always be fired up. There will be the Relic EVA 8 plus double tap. There will be the Relic Charge Rifle, which is the original charge rifle on release, which was absolutely broken if you didn't use it. And lastly, there's going to be the Relic Devotion and EMP. So you'll deal additional damage to surrounding enemies when you break an enemy's shield, and the more damage done, the more powerful the EMP. I really cannot wait to see how this plays out. Personally, I think this is a pretty big patch coming to the game with all the changes to the legends, the weapons, and the LTM and the new event. So let me know what you guys think about this and if it's enough to bring you back to keep playing Apex Legends. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.